Well, it's definitely not a secret that market for devices that we use for navigation is getting more saturated. Of course, I'm not talking about phones, I'm talking about dedicated devices that you would put on your bike. So this is where CarProRide comes in. They reached out to me and asked if I could make a review on their unit. At first it was their 702 unit, which I figured it would be too big for my setup, as I also like to use phones sometimes on top of my dashboard. So yeah, 603 unit seemed useful. So I said, yeah, send me that one. Of course, a little disclaimer. This video is not sponsored by CarProRide. They're not paying me, and I can say whatever I want. Yeah, that's the disclaimer. I get nothing from it except the device, which is cool, but very honest review. And one biggest advantage for this unit is that it has cameras. You know that I don't use rear view mirrors that much. I have some blind spot mirrors, but other than that I don't really use rear. Yes. What I like is I have a rear view mirror, digital one. I can just press one button and see if George is behind me. So this upper one, I can see how close George is. Come on, George, closer to me. Yeah, that's nice. So yeah, you can quickly switch from rear view mirror directly behind you to map. One more reason for the camera is that I had an accident last year with my previous Norden. Very useful for if you have an accident and you have to prove something, and if you need to draw a road book, the device is filming everything, front and back. And you can also snap a photo sometimes when you want. My main goal with the unit like this is that I can also use it off-road. So now the main catch is which app can you actually use with the CarPlay Android or Android Auto device.
I have switched to OSM and app because the DMD is not supported on CarPlay or Android Auto, because they have their own units and they like to sell their own tablets, which is okay, but still you will lose some customers. So I'm switching to Osmond now completely, and I'm also testing the app along with the unit technically. So you can actually do pretty much everything you can do in Google, and you can load the GPX tracks and follow them, change colors, and a lot of customization. So that's pretty good.
Let's try and get more comfy. And as you can see, I have a rally tower, and that rally tower is from SV3D from Sicily. So the installation part went pretty smooth. It was just connecting some wires and installing and connecting the phone to it, and it was like maybe hour and a half of work, because you have to get some parts of the bike to maybe just guide the wires, but that was pretty. Don't stress about it, you can do it yourself easy. Yep, that's my bike, and this is the rally tower I told you about. It has a lot of stickers. This is the unit. It's mounted right to the RAM mount, and it has some play, which is good for off-road.
I did some jumps and wheelies. Boing. And it holds up pretty good. And while we're here, I'm just gonna show you a bit of this. That's not half bad, isn't it? Уф, što je dobro, mu p***ku. A vide sam te doveo. Što je ovo? Ništa nismo istrasirali. That looks quite readable. Even though we are on the bright sun, I can see the display quite well. It is not an anti-glare display, but I don't mind it. If the map is white, you just put a dark line in for your GPX route in Osmand app. George from right route, Montenegro.
The touch controls on the device are very accurate and it doesn't get messed up with rain, you know, like phones do. So it works very well with gloves, with any glove. It's like, I don't know, it's pressure or whatever, but that works pretty well. You can switch whenever you want to some other app, like I have Osman in my favorites, and you can just routes here that we drew. But yeah, the point is it's a very good device and I'm very satisfied with it. That's the truth, since I use it daily. And I'll let you take a good look at my bike, just for the sake of looking at cool bikes, which is my bike. My bike is cool, very cool, yes. Also, another thing to add, because it records things on the device and it has internal 64 gigabytes SD card, and you can just expand that if you want and then you need more storage. It will keep the footage from 1.5 days, let's say, on that 64 gigabytes.
So what I'm doing now is I'm transferring the files from yesterday's ride, so we can have all the footage from the track for drawing the road book and so on. So I connected my phone to the unit. You need to unhook the Android Auto from the device and just connect to the device's Wi-Fi, and then you can transfer the videos and photos you took on your ride. Since when the new files are being written and there is no more space, then it automatically deletes the files, the oldest files.
Now to get on to bad things, not such big bad things, but you know, gotta talk about it since they happened. CF card didn't load 2 times for me, so it needed a reset of the device.
So this just happened. I don't know why, but this has been on for like 10 or more minutes.
And the second bad thing about it that happened to me was it just wouldn't lock onto me on the map, on the Google map. It just wouldn't point onto me, and when I was trying to scroll, it would go haywire, so I would just reset the device on the button pretty fast, but still I had to do it, and it would work just fine after that. I enjoy the device. I use it every day for navigation, and it just helped me spare my camera from the vibrations and just have a really tall unit that I can look into while I'm riding off-road. What else to say? Thank you for staying for the length of the review, and I hope you got useful info from it and that it will help you make up your mind if you want to get the device. So I'll be seeing you in some other review, maybe about some bike. Now starting on a steep hill with worn out tire. Yeah, this is the end of the video.